So right here, this is just some footage of my ride this morning, and you see that I'm adopting the human saddlebag just to go down this hill on the bridge. But today I was doing some cobbles training, and I thought I'd give you some tips on riding on cobbles. As you see, I come around here, and this is in Brisbane, Australia, QLD, on the river. It was a bit wet this morning, so felt like a spring classic. Got soaked. See there, I'm just checking my cat eye, and I'm on my specialized lay carbon forks alloy frame, great bike. See here, I'm just riding along, and this is the GoPro's mounted just underneath my saddle on the seat post. I'm just going through here dodging riders in the botanical gardens, but at this point here I just have a slight mechanical. See here, I'm going here, and I actually have a mechanical. You see me? Oh no, it's up here. I get a mechanical. You see my butt there, and all the stuff in my pocket. Always carry inner tubes with you. Inner tubes, tire levers, multi-tool, and food if you're going for more than. And just see there, I just noticed I got a problem with my derailleur, so I just went around to fix it because it wasn't changing right. I just playing with the limiter screws, because I mean, stuff like that doesn't work that well in the wet weather. And jump back on the bike there. And here in the Brisbane Botanical Gardens, it's fairly rough, but this was not the hardest. But for riding on cobbles, this video is in anticipation of Paris-Roubaix 2014, but for riding on cobbles you just want to keep your tire pressure around. I like to keep my tire pressure on that around 40 psi, a bit low but not so low is that you're getting lots of rolling resistance, because on 40 psi it's allowing the tire itself to absorb the shock but also bounce. And you don't have as much rolling resistance. You see that I'm just spinning it in an easy gear. It's fairly flat here, so I was in the middle of like a set around. It was early morning, about 6:30 now. Horrible ride that day. It was raining, it got soaked, and I didn't think it would rain. It was not forecast to rain, so I didn't bring a rain jacket or anything. It just came through. And you see the huge puddles, and I'm right along the river, so this is probably the area where it gets worst hit. And also, when you're riding on cobbles, you want to try and stay in your drops as much as possible, because that is offering you a bit of extra grip when you're bouncing, and you got a bit more control of the bike compared to when you're on the hoods. It's going to be a bit more slippery, but it's more comfortable in that position, but it's going to be fairly slippery. I'm just grinding to a halt here, and right now I'm going to go on the Eagle Street Pier, which is a famous pier. Go through a puddle. The good thing about this bike is it's got carbon forks, so it helps with the road vibrations. But of course, Specialized have made a bike called the Roubaix, designed for cobbles riding, which is really good. It's got little shock absorbing zerts. They're really good. So I'm coming along here now. I'm very cautious about these areas because it's slippery. This is not on cobbles, this is on some tarmac from here, but it's very slippery here because it's just wood. See, it's a pier, there's the wood, and there's lots of paint, sorry. So I come through the tunnel, accelerate about 70% off, come through here, and I don't like to go too much power here, because if you go too much you're just going to throw your back wheel out. And along here I've got to keep an eye out for lots of runners and cyclists alike, because it's a fairly thin path. But this is where you come onto the cobbles a bit, and just around this corner, I'm just shutting out the camera there. But you come around here and you notice you get onto the cobbles, the really bad cobbles, just down here. But they're really bad cobbles, they're really big ones. And this carries on. So to go through the tunnel again. Clickety click click clack clack on the wood. And then this is where the cobbles are. Go straight onto the cobbles there. You can just look down and see there's the cobbles. They're not that good actually. I don't really like riding on cobbles, but it's fun now and then, especially when it's wet. It makes you feel like you're racing in a real spring classic. You're just going along here, just spinning. It's good to spin on cobbles. Depends. Sometimes it's good to grind a big gear on cobbles, although you're wasting energy. You're not in that awkward position, and you're not using your muscles. How do I put it? You're not in that position where you're gonna get back pain as quickly. But yeah. Here I'm just jumping up on some stupid things that are in the middle of the road. Big puddles. Now this is where the bad cobbles are here. They're uneven, they're not paced out, so you can't anticipate when the next one's going to come. They're slippery. I mean, if they had a Paris-Roubaix in somewhere like Brisbane, they got to have it on here. And we go back here, and I'm just accelerating. I mean, I'm doing easy gear. Accelerating after each turn, so I'm not losing speed or power. I have used a power meter, but I don't have it anymore because it was actually a loan. Stage's power meter. Really good thing. I liked it. Really, really good. Keep coming along here. There's no cobbles here. Oh, that's a bit of a lie. There is, but they're really bad. Not good cobbles. They're bad cobbles. So they're just not cobbles, really. They're just pretty weak cobbles. They're the lowest kind of cobble you can get. Just continue going. 70% again. And you may ask why I spin a lot. It's because I'm a junior rider. 13 years old, and you got to spin so you can prove to your coaches and all that you can use a big gear, because when you're a junior they try to get you to spin more and not get you to grind a huge gear, so you can prove that you can spin. They will lock out your gears. See here, I'm just spinning really fast now up there's a tiny climb here. It just increased to about 4% gradient. I go up here and there's the Story Bridge. I mean, that's the end, but I turn around and go back. It's a great go to and back. But anyways, those are some tips for riding on cobbles and spinning. You can check this ride out on Strava. You can go to my channel. The link is there. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and goodbye.